So, the Euros are over, and as an England fan, I'm both disappointed we couldn't quite get over the line and win the thing, but also proud of what our team achieved against all the odds at the start of the tournament. There's lots of hope for the future, I think. But what does that future hold? Well, fortunately, we have FM21 to help predict that. I've holidayed the game forward to 2035, and we're going to take a look at what has happened to some of the members of that England Euro 2020 squad. Now, unfortunately, a few of the squad no longer appear in the game 15 years into the future. The likes of Calvin Phillips, Tyrone Mings, Jordan Pickford, Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier can no longer be found in the game anywhere. They must all be off running pubs or whatever it is retired footballers do these days. And in fact, Gareth Southgate himself is also not available to be found in the game. I think he's gone off to be Prime Minister, to be honest. But what of those that we can find in the game? What are they up to? How have their careers gone? Well, let's go and take a look. First up, Harry Maguire. Ended up with 80 caps, wants to be a manager. Nobody seems to want to take a chance on him yet. Played a few more years at Man United before a move to Italy with Inter. Brief spells with Southampton and Everton finish off a relatively successful career. Here's a bit of an odd one. Jack Grealish, who in 2035 is assistant manager of Hull City. He gained 35 caps in total. It seems a little low when you note he spent a few more years at Villa and then got a big move to Barcelona. After 3 seasons in Spain though, he wound his career down at Sheffield United before that move into coaching. Raheem Sterling went on to have an incredibly successful career, ending up as England's record appearance maker with an incredible 180 caps. He remained at Man City for another 9 seasons, posting pretty incredible numbers, before a couple of seasons in Milan with AC to finish off his career. A few of the squad are young enough to still be playing in 2035, and one of those is Declan Rice, who at the age of 36 has amassed 174 caps. After the Euros, he got a big money move to Man City, where he spent a very successful 10 years, before also moving to AC Milan, where he remains a first team regular in spite of his advancing years. His best mate, Mason Mount, hasn't quite had the same level of success in his career though. He did break the 50 cap barrier, but left Chelsea in 2024 to join Leicester, and 5 years later headed off to Villa. After a brief loan spell in Serie A with Sassuolo, the lure of West London proved too strong, and he's moved to Brentford to see out the rest of his playing days. The first of our missed penalty takers we're going to look at is Marcus Rashford, who had a hugely successful career, turning out 128 times for his country, scoring 40 goals. He spent another 10 years at Old Trafford, save for a pretty good loan season with Barcelona. And when his time with Man United came to a close, he moved to West Brom for a couple of seasons, turning out for the Baggies, while presumably helping to eradicate child poverty in the West Midlands. Jadon Sancho also missed a penalty, but clearly it didn't affect him too much, as he also had a pretty successful career. After the Euros, he didn't move to Man United though, instead preferring a move to Real Madrid, where he was a regular starter for a number of years. He did finally get that move to Old Trafford though, where he was in and out of the side for a few seasons. The lure of the Spanish sunshine proved too much in the end though, and he finished his career in La Liga with Celta Vigo. The final penalty misser was Bukayo Saka, who again went on to do pretty well. More than 50 caps for his country, he stayed at Arsenal for another 6 seasons before his big money move to Barcelona. 8 seasons as a regular in the Nou Camp followed, and he just moved back to England to play for Norwich, where he spends his spare time enjoying canal boating. The player who has made perhaps the most surprising move is Phil Foden. who, as you can see in 2035, is turning out for Man United. He's gained 164 caps, scoring 48 goals. He didn't stay at Man City much longer after the Euros, before he moved to AC Milan for an eye-watering £127 million. He spent a dozen seasons tearing up Serie A, some incredible numbers there. City fans won't forgive him though for the move he has made to see out his playing days at Old Trafford. Luke Shaw scored the goal for England in the final, but his career wasn't an unbridled success, unfortunately. He ended with just 9 England caps. After the Euros, he got a move to Chelsea, but only played 4 games for them before being shipped out to Napoli. A few good seasons there were followed by a move to France with Angers, where he discovered a love for Cointreau as he wound down his playing days. The one player who's gone into club management is John Stones. After he finished playing, he served his apprenticeship as assistant manager at Partick Thistle, before short spells as manager of Peterborough and Ipswich. He had quite a varied playing career, leaving Man City to play for Inter Milan, followed by spells at Benfica, Cagliari, and a couple of clubs in Korea. With that kind of experience, I am sure it won't be long before his next managerial position comes along. Our main striker, our talisman in the Euros, was of course Harry Kane, who ended as England's top goalscorer with 73 goals from his 136 caps. As you can see, he is currently in charge of the England under-19 squad, hoping to inspire the next generation of England youngsters and maybe being groomed for the England manager job himself. After the Euros, he spent just one more season at Spurs before heading off to Old Trafford, where he was a first-team regular for Manchester United for a number of years. And what of England? Well, they spent a good period as the #1 side in the world, though they are dropping off a little now under the stewardship of Marcelinho. They did make up for the Euro 2020 final defeat though, by winning the 2024 edition, beating Serbia in the final. An even greater success was to come, with victory in the 2026 World Cup, beating Mexico. I think right now, us England fans would all settle for that, wouldn't we?